friends, welcome to part 13 of the series on UCP DC. In this video we shall have a look at articles 25, 26 and 27. Article 25 talks about courier receipt, post receipt or certificate of posting. If the HC calls for or permits shipment by courier or shipment by post, then the document submitted, the courier receipt, should evidence receipt of goods for transport. The courier receipt can be however named. The courier receipt must appear to indicate the name of the courier service, and the courier receipt must be stamped or signed by the named courier. When a credit allows shipment by courier, the courier receipt should evidence receipt of goods, can be however named, appear to indicate the name of the courier service, and appear to have been stamped or signed by the named courier. Stamped or signed by the named courier. It should indicate the date of pickup or receipt, and these should be the places from which the credit states. The credit states a shipment from Chennai, it should say the date of pickup from Chennai or date of receipt at Chennai. Pickup is the courier company went to the premises of the shipper and picked up the goods. Receipt is the shipper went to the premises of the courier company and handed over the goods. This is the difference between pickup and receipt, and these places should be what the credit states. If the credit states courier charges are to be prepaid or not to be paid by the applicant of the credit, then if the courier document says courier charges are for account or for the account of a party other than consignee, is okay. Consignee will in most of the time be applicant of the credit, and if the document says courier charges are for the account of a party other than consignee, it should be acceptable if the credit requires that the charges are to be paid or prepaid. The post receipt or certificate of posting. Post receipt is the postal agency gives you a receipt for having received the packet to be posted. Certificate of posting is they certify that they are received for posting, and they will ensure it will be handed over to the named addressee. The post receipt or certificate of posting is an evidence of receipt of goods for transport. They should evidence that receipt of the particular packet or parcel for transport. It can be however named. There is no need for a name like post receipt or serial posting or registered post or anything. And it can be stamped or signed and dated at the place stated. The postal receipt or the serial posting should appear to have been stamped or signed and dated at the place stated in the credit. On deck ship. Shipper's load and count set by the shipper to contain and charges additional time. These are 4 different phrases which we normally come across in transport documents. Any transport document must not indicate that the goods are or will be loaded on deck. This is applicable for C mode of transport only. The multimodal transport, the normal port-to-port ocean BL, the non-negotiable CVA bill, and the charter party BL. These 4 transport documents should not indicate that the goods are or will be loaded on deck. What's the risk of loading on deck? It will be open to the sea, air and rain exposure. The risk of jettisoning and washing on board could happen, and it could rust and other seasickness related issues for the particular goods could happen. And so the transport document must not indicate that goods are or will be loaded on deck. If this is acceptable, the credit should state that shipment by deck is allowed. What is the other way? The other way is the goods are normally loaded onto the hold of the ship. So the credits may say the goods should be shipped only on the hold of the ship. But if a transport document says goods may be loaded on deck, it is acceptable. May be loaded on deck is temporarily the goods will be kept on the deck for some purposes, but normally during the carriage it does not say it will be carried on deck, but it says that it is may be loaded on deck. Shipper's load and count. Shipper's load and count means the shipper has loaded and measured the quantity and weight and told us this is, or shipper had counted the quantity of the goods that is being transported and told us this information. So, set by the shipper to contain is shipper informs us that the contain what is in this package is this particular goods of this particular quantity, quality, weight, number, whatever. So clauses such as shipper's load and count set by the shipper to contain are acceptable, because in many cases it may not be possible for the shipping company or any other party to verify, and only the shipper who has packed and sent the goods for transport will be able to tell what it is. A transport document may bear a reference by stamp or otherwise to charges additional to freight. The charges additional to freight could be related to loading or unloading, or could be related to something else. And any reference by stamp or otherwise to any charges additional to freight is normally acceptable if mentioned in the transport document. That is why nowadays you can see many banks issuing letter of credit saying charges additional to freight not acceptable. They are trying to expressly modify and exclude this particular article applying to their particular case. Clean transport document. Banks will accept only clean transport document. Banks will accept only clean transport document. What is a clean transport document? It is a transport document, one that bears no clause or notation. What clause or notation? Expressly declaring a defective condition. Defective condition is being declared about what? About the goods or their packing. So as long as a transport document does not mention explicitly a defect in the goods or their packing, it is considered clean. So bearing no clause about defective condition expressing on the goods or their packing is supposed to be clean. Banks will accept only clean transport document. The word clean need not apply. Even if the credit has a requirement for clean on board transport document, word clean need not apply. If they write the clean, if they printed or pre-printed as clean and if it is striken off, it does not become unclean or descriptive. Thanks for watching this video. We shall meet again in another session.